how these changes really affect gameplay and
Yeah.
the aggressiveness at which Chamber can play in these cases.
Hmm.
But overall, the rest of the team composition, this is all looking really standard. There's no surprises here from either side for me.
No, not at all, right? Because we were kind of expecting to, teams lean back into what they know for the comfort, considering they've been playing for Chambers so long, and it does make sense. Do note though, his TP now, you are only at a limit of 60 meters of being away from the spot. That's where your entire circle encompasses, and you can also recall your trip, although there's a bit of a refresh time, much like the Killjoy turret and such. But I'll digress as those factors come about. For now though, both teams should be setting up pretty evenly, nothing too crazy across the board. The only difference being, of course, the differential of the Jet versus the Raze. And I personally am a big fan of Raze on this map too. We talked a lot about this before. But I'll waste no time as you look at the setup of both these teams, both of them outside B.
Okay. What's interesting too is that we've also had some agent changes coming out to KO and Fade, right? But right off the bat, Churstick already pushed up towards that B link. Firing a shot will reveal his location, but able to tailwind straight back out to safety, and Jesuit Esports just hovering quietly outside the B site.
And I love that Kenny was also playing the lurk towards the other side near A, was able to spot them over by two, so over by mid, with that being two of them. So at least now with this, they gain enough space to try to move into mid, they smoke it off, and now past the haunt, every single member of Jesuit has made their way onto the site.
Big open plants here for Turtle as well. It's going to be a full 5v5 on this retake situation. Market door has already been broken at this point, so a lot of options for the defenders to come funnel back through.
Now one already goes down, so like you're saying, they're all going through market as of right now. But it has to be after Kenny to try to execute the flank, but unfortunately gets taken out right away. Not through this, it devolves. It's a chaotic scene where you're trying to defend by Boathouse, but the two of them playing off the doorway too. Managed actually to clutch it out. Cole with 3 and Turtle with the final.
Really nice trades coming out from Jesuit Esports. I think what was really well played there was they heard the presence of Churstick down by towards B Link and just maintained that trigger discipline. They held steady. They knew, okay, if they don't find anything, he's not pushing out at this point either. No information is really gleaned, and they can confidently hit towards B, where the rotation was already baited out towards the A side for Hebron. But now it's going to be a similar setup, that 4-1 split here for Jesuit, but they're moving over towards the A side and mid-catwalk with their gun.
The knife was so big, alongside the haunt catches 3 of them in total. And Exit decides he's confident to move against them. Now, they are at a gun disadvantage, but play aggressive is what a lot of teams like to do, considering you're on your antsy. Although they're losing the first, but now they're going to play a lot more close angles. As right now, still set up as 4 trying to go down mid, but this is gonna be fun. Initial contact already by Ritzy. They're now gone, and A looks to be their choice.
Yep, gonna go reclaim that A main space as well. Nice dark cover to cover that cross entry side with the boombot to go through just to find that extra piece of information. Kenny with this reflank, the late lurk over will find one on Churstick. Info given on the second. Hits up.
I like that by the end, you notice that he only has the judge, and so he decides that I can't peek this. What am I doing here? And immediately moves backwards. But with that, though, they at least don't give him a chase and decide to let him have the space. For now, should be full, pretty much a full true bonus against the full buy of Hebron. And I wonder if they'd actually look to adapt. Currently, though, it's the exact same startup. I'm looking for a Prowler outside B main and a knife likely going towards mid.
Dark cover to cover arches here this time around with a really fast blitz towards Tree. Churstick in danger. Not caught out by the 0 point yet, though.
No, like you're saying, no smoking with it, but use the knife instead to move against Churstick. Overpower him with the numbers. And outside exit, nice flash moves away, but cannot dodge against the onslaught of bullets that are coming in from Jesuit. And one by one, so we'll clear out the rest of the site. But look at this change up. Love the adaptation now, almost anticipating the flank, and now they can all move as B towards 5. Yeah.
Ooh, they stuck with that pack mentality, and everything did work out for Jesuit Esports, and completely catching Hebron off guard as well with a very random blitz towards Tree that you don't see too frequently on those bonus rounds. Now they're hunting for Fry to get that information, get the gun out of his hand, make the economy of Hebron hurt a little bit more. And they do clean up, and an easy 3-0 for Jesuit Esports to put them in a nice financial spot.
Now Hebron, once again, you know, this is where things start to get tougher. Where they're not stuck in the ping pong, where all they're looking to do is equal damage and probably looking to regain some space on, on their main buyout round. Well, the pen though is as we look towards the 4th and the 5th rounds that go forward, that's where Hebron will get into a much tougher situation. Sure, giving up a 3-round lead is hard, but currently they're doing okay as they 5-stack around A.
I'll find you.
Bit of a slower start this time around. That haunt towards mid, same conditioned dark cover there towards arches as well, but the 5-stack from Hebron might not pan out. They're just holding steady on site, gonna play full retake if it does end up being a plant towards B. But I like how slowly Jesuit Esports is playing this anti-eco, knowing that Hebron is probably pulling something sneaky out of their back pocket, whether it's a stack or a late silent push out that you tend to see on eco rounds.
You can see the KO's also been kind of watching the flank by spawn, anticipating anybody to go through mid, but considering they've taken their time on both instances, they decide to now rush it towards A right into the loving arms. One's taken out, and a second as well as they enter the showstopper. Nice trade by Ritzy, but that'll be all they get as they're stuck behind the box with a classic. That was quick.
I think it's interesting how we're seeing Jesuit Esports a lot of different variation, a lot of range in the way that they play, right? You have their slower methodical approaches, then those blitzes on towards site, or even the acceleration to a speed up on their attacking side. And they're really just keeping Hebron High School guessing at this point, and we're only 4 rounds into this matchup between the two of them. At this point, Hebron High School, it's not like they haven't made any adjustments, they just can't find the answer quite yet.
We'll see what adjustments they try to make. As Hebron did try to do this at the first pistol, but it was a lot more aggressive in trying to play off the flash of the KO. But currently with the op, they can make the difference. That's the first Romania. And finally, with them getting the first frag, they've at least regained some space. But Jesuit doesn't want to give up B main. They're still going at it here, Ash.
Nice paint shells to push off the angle there towards the market. Now looking to take that space in the logs, but Ritzy does have a prowler to go out, get that piece of information, stall any further pushes towards site. They haven't been able to close market door quite yet on the side of Jesuit.
Ooh, and it seems like it won't be closing anytime soon, considering they continue to battle up against what was a disadvantaged situation. And now, as it comes in, Hebron only having to fall 4, but will finally get the first of the round based upon his good trades and patient play.
Push a button. Save
And
the
notice
day.
how Hebron isn't using as much utility as they have previously. They've noticed that Jesuit tends to wait it out in the early round. Instead, they're just holding angles, then re-clearing with util later on if need be. Especially helpful due to the mid information that Hebron was finding early on, right there towards arches. Now Jesuit, they're gonna lean back towards outside of B. Looks like it might just be, a split through based on the pings through the mid pizza market area, and then just your normal site take. But time will tell. See if that actually is the case.
So this time using a lot more of an aggressive approach to try to force the op out of the angle, but thought he was holding the null command to rush in. And considering how default Hebron is playing, they can take their time with the rotate over as they all to move into the side. A nice spray by Ritzy will stop the additional null command, but they look at the res off as well. Off in a safe position, Quay will get to move in. They even get Ritzy out of there, but Quay will fall once more. That's kind of feels bad, bro. You just came back and stuff default.
Chase is so good with the trades though. Pop flash out there from Hebron towards market will give them front sight, but they always have to worry about Kenny here in B main.
And Cherson looking to move in the best speed way. That's one. And look at the blind as well as they all play off of one another. Clean take that Hebron just had.
They're ready for it this time around. They know that Kenny likes to be on that late lurk, whether it's going to be towards mid, whether it's going to be main again. At least they always have that security of the trademark there towards market. But another interesting change that's come out is that there's an additional alt point now needed for that null commands here for the KOs, right? So we just saw one being used up by Coin the previous round. But a lot of agents in this previous patch had some little bit of tinkering done to them.
Yeah, just small bits of changes which haven't, have allowed themselves to perhaps just make things a lot more fun. Because you know, like just Prowler is a couple of seconds less, well, half a second less, but
Has less health now.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, a lot of things actually less health, but you know, some things have more. Either way, I won't get into the nitty gritty of it. As a Jesuit, a bit split currently as he retakes the face down mid, but decided to push in the trees. Yeah. Oh. All right.
Okay. Mid information gathered. Now, no more trademark there for Hebron, so they do have to worry about that mid push into arches, right? The one way does slow down Jesuit here towards tree once again, but they haven't backed off the angle. Perhaps waiting for one to aggress from Hebron, but with the boombot still in hand here for Chase, they could easily clear towards tree side. And you can see the hover as well with the spike over towards A. There'll be a late lurk from their Omen back over unless he decides to regroup with the team.
It's interesting that they use the boombot to also just continue just kind of fiddling around mid, but listening for any audio clues around B as well. The KO has been there for quite some
30
time.
seconds left.
And considering how long Koi is there, they're hoping for any rotations to possibly happen, but they're still centered around the A site. With nobody moving, go over Ritzy, playing floater, sees one. As soon as he gets smoked out, nobody to fall. But out come the rotations from Hebron as they manage to get into B. It's going to be about the hole here, Ash.
Late plays are always risky. Jesuit Esports makes it work though here on the B side. They knew it would be weak after that pick towards mid, taking out the operator. Now it's post-plant situation for them once again. Market door broken here, and a nightfall for the retake for Hebron.
Managing to tag the three people, but instead they're playing so far forward that it won't even make much of a difference. They decide to challenge them right up front, likely unexpected from Hebron, and a flawless for themselves. Jesuit finally winning a hold.
Okay. Hebron, they figured out the tricks of Jesuit Esports 2 rounds ago. Now finally Jesuit able to take things back. And thing is, with the amount of rounds that Jesuit Esports did rack up in the earlier half of this matchup, they have so much money to work with, right? Hebron High School, they've gotten a little bit for themselves as well, but they're always a little bit more in that danger within like 2-round losses to be forced onto another eco, so they have to stay consistent.
And this is a bit off of what we know them to do, if anything.
Go get him.
The knives trade will only catch one on both sides. But this paranoia should be enough to at least slow them down. The nade goes out. What? He actually gets it. And he must have been paranoid, if anything. But hey, not through this. They should be able to move. And the Prowler also catching Slayer. Oh, just barely in time. And now with this door being closed on a share. Here's the
Not going to be able to tailwind away. What a shot, though. Now, Mania left alone in a 1v4 situation. Tool the False in hand. So much utility at the expense of Jesuit Esports to hold this post lane.
That's a new lineup that I was not aware for Fate. I'm gonna note that down because that was cool. How it just managed to see he's like holding that up front. And now with all that given over, Jesuit continue with their streak. Taking 2 by 2. We'll see he can go forward. But considering Hebron, they're not too worse for wear. It's a bit of a broken buy if anything, but having at least 2 rifles in the op in hand is It's not the worst situation to be in, as it's going to be holding over by mid for now, as it's set up for the same execute as B that we've seen previously.
Might be a blitz. Actually, no. Okay, we've seen the rotation back
Yeah.
over towards the A side, so not as fast paced as we were expecting, right? But that's also Jesuit Esports, who likes to slow things down a lot on their ancient egos when they do anticipate either a broken or off buy from Hebron. So just spreading out, finding that information, slowing things down. Free alt orb into the nightfall here for Zare, who is now only one away from that nightfall. And they haven't actually gone for any mid control this time around, which is rare for Jesuit Esports unless they're going for a full site blitz. You usually have someone at least watching towards Arches or Cat.
Yeah, because you saw that exit did peek out early outside of trees to see if perhaps he could usually, catch somebody like trying to move in, or maybe even set up a flanker smoke by spawn. But with nobody has to be in there, just been chilling by B. This is, a little bit different from what we come to expect out of Jesuit. But the question will be, will it work out? Like, they should be expecting with the Prowler that at least one person's there. Usually, it's two people set up as there's the Nightfall to move in. That's the info on both as the entries get taken out. Sheristic, what a shot with those knives. And now his exit comes in to join up. That's 3 taken away. They waited too long, I guess.
Flawless round to come out for Hebron High School. Yeah, I mean, we saw Jesuit go for a last second hit towards site previously. It worked out then though, because they had a pick on the board. It's not as easy to get those blitzes through when the full stack of the defenders are alive and available to stall you out, right? Largely due to Surestick, who was able to get those 2 pickups to slow things down, allow for the rest of the Hebron to rotate over. But now looking into this next round, we've only got 3 more left in this half here, Rav. And operator in hand here for Kenny, looking for information. Should be an odd battle here on Cat.
Ooh, but Mania with the Peaker's advantage will finally go put up a score to 1-1 in the yacht battle. And with that being down, you're losing your lurker. And so that gives Hebron many more options for how they want to look to control the site, as they're triple stacked themselves by A. And the Jesuit yet again deciding that, perhaps it's not where they want to be, but they still want to try to keep Hebron interested. So Chase is sticking.
Has some utility too, to sell some sort of fake if necessary. You can see also how Hebron has adjusted their holds. They leave pizza largely open because the trademark's there to watch their back.
Yeah.
And the fact that Jesuit haven't been aggressing towards mid, so it allows them to stack a lot more confidently towards the extremities. The same double up here on the B side with the fade. Early Prowler to come out this time around. Not going to find anything, as like you said, it doesn't last quite as long as it
30
used
seconds
to.
left.
And that might just be enough to get Hebron to... Yeah, they're rotating and they can hear this.
Oh yeah, because looking to run over. It's the same hold we saw previously, but Ritzy this time not smoked out, trading haunts. And neither one of them will get caught by this, but now Sans share, colleague with power trying to wallbanger, but exit using the ult with masterful sense. Moving to Boathouse, cutting off Speedway, and Jesuit has to save.
A big win condition for Jesuit in the early quarter of this matchup was the fact that they were able to successfully always get 1 pick or 2 before actually executing towards site.
Yeah.
And since Hebron has started to hold farther back, except for the operator in the hands of Mania, Jesuit just haven't been able to find any success in that, in whittling down the defense. They just are trying to wait out time, but at that point, they're not even baiting out util. They're playing really slow, and I think we need to see a little bit more presence to actually get some of the utility out of the hands of Hebron. Otherwise, those late blitzes are going to continue to result in round losses.
Yeah, because we saw previously that it's been kind of 1-for-1 for this blitz type plays, because previously it was almost late enough that Hebron wasn't expecting it, but still it was the same instance of what you're talking about, right? They managed to get one of the entry, something they felt a lot more. They felt a lot more confident about their holding, but even that round was unorthodox, where they're holding so far up that they had no choice but to fight. But even with this one too, nothing being smoked off, right? They all kind of just dry walking into the site, hoping for the best, and that's something that can't exactly happen. They had pretty solid lead, and now 64. Hebron looking to catch up little by little, playing it patiently. Not sure they'll be able to do the exact same on their half, but we'll anticipate that when that does come up.
At the very least, though, Jesuit does have that security of like having such a early built-up economy for themselves. They don't have to worry about their money despite all of these round losses, right?
Yeah.
And now aggression to come out for the first time since pistol round for Hebron High School, as Sure is pushed up once again. The chase hot on fire.
Oh, and there was a couple watching actually over by spawn. So, starting the patient play manages to work out as Jesuit catch up Hebron by surprise. It's almost a double fake. I will see Mania this time, trying to cut off anybody to look move to spawn. Should hear this. Tucks himself into a corner. This could be big. If he gets two, this round will be then progressively be over. And that is two, saving the round. A huge play for Mania.
Look at this positioning. There will be a crossfire here, so both present in the lobby. Info given, so Kenny knows. But they also know Kenny is around the corner.
They have
It's gonna come
found
down to
Kenny.
fights here. There's also, however, a showstopper in hand.
I mean, that would be a bold play to put a showstopper out right now, just to walk into spawn against two. I'd respect it, but that's showstopper gone, unfortunately. A Kenny 1v1, Fried gets the clutch. Oh my God, they killed Kenny.
Last round before the switch.
I was really, like, yes, showstopper would be a bold move, but it's also like, if you know where to expect the chamber to be playing in this situation, right? So I feel like a blind throw could have maybe saved the round for Jesuit Esports, but hindsight is 2020. And we also get the additional information with our little X-ray vision here. So at the very least, showstopper will be available for Jesuit Esports going into this next round. Previously, we saw that in the hands of Chase with him making a really explosive entry towards the A site. But this time around, Jesuit leaning outside of B, but really non-committal with the spike that's actually fully backing off of B main right now.
Here.
This is interesting 3-2 split that they're technically playing, but try to use the plow early on, and with the dueling ops this time, well, that nobody getting caught because you don't really want to peek past that one. We peek past the smoke, if anything. And instead, for now, they'll just choose to chill by B main.
No, I think Jesuit Esports is going for the orbs right now. They're getting the null command online. They're saving the orb in B main, keeping that presence there so that they can rotate back over, ensuring that their KO is first able to secure the one in a lobby, and then it should be a null command and execution towards the B site.
All right. You know, you made some pretty bold predictions, but they've usually come out correctly, so I'm waiting for it. Now, as like you're saying, there's the orb, there's null command. Now, there can be dueling null commands if anything. It depends on who puts out one first. As a knife will catch only one by market, so they'll back away. It's 30 seconds.
There's 30 seconds. They're in spawn with the spike. You had to go B. Unless they don't get shut down here, it really is going to come down to the gunfights. That is what is in hand for the fate of Jesuit Esports.
Oh!
But Fried, he's got to pop his first.
Yeah, just expects them to come in. It's a 1-for-1 by the end, but he can continue to play this off the flash. She wins the peak. That's quite nice to get the trade, but Spike just barely goes down. I don't know how they managed to get that, but that's just confidence in Jesuit. It leads to the first shot whiff is showstopper in, and they get the round.
I can't believe they. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe they won that. I really didn't think that they had the time to pull it off. Had Hebron just like stalled for a millisecond longer, the spike wouldn't have been able to be planted. It would have had to come down to gunfights. But now we're going into a fresh pistol round here. Teams have swapped side. Jesuit Esports now on the defense. Hebron High School on the attacking side. Where we saw Hebron, you know, they really found their footing on the defense, managed to scrape together 5 rounds, making it a closer series than what we were initially anticipating. The question is we'll have to see how their attacking side looks, and the same thing goes for the defense of Jesuit.
We're talking about, you know, whether we're going to see the same sort of patient plays that we saw from Hebron, right? Previously on the defense. But 2 rounds down, this is, of course, now you didn't say, so I have to, the most deceiving half in the game. but this is unorthodox, if anything.
Yeah. Prowler out. Knife. It'll be a blitz execution here after all of the investment, I think, coming out from Hebron High School. But the stall is really still strong from Jesuit Esports.
It's a good time, right? They're confident enough to see who Jesuit looks to move in. One actually falls. Harm Jesuit. So, now Hebron. Let's see how this site holds on. There have been a ton of site holds for the past couple rounds, but see how they look to adapt. Hawk gets taken away. They're all stacked up as for. Oh, but on the road, Fry gets taken out, but doesn't matter. Exit. Hold strong.
Ooh, nice start for Hebron High School. Should be an easy tie-up for them, considering that they will be on the anti-eco this round. Jesuit Esports, we'll have to see if they decide to save or if they do end up forcing it. From what I can see so far, I think it'll just be pistols. And taking a page of the book of Jesuit Esports after that blitz towards B, Hebron High School now moving outside of the A side.
Do you think we see a very pretty much exact same blitz we saw before? Oh, never mind. They're all running against them. It's paranoia, but that wears off. And as 3, they'll fight up against 2. And numbers do manage to win. Share gets 3 for themselves. They'll leave 2 on site. It'll leave 1 on site. And they're flanking.
Oh, they should trademark. Oh.
Hey.
Okay. Trademark out. Right now, but maybe
right.
Still waiting, still looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, trademark has range now, doesn't it? I'm not sure how large the range is. Is it the same as Killjoy?
It is the same as Killjoy, yes.
Okay. That's tough. You used to be like so confident as a chamber, like you could go wherever you wanted, you could push in, be aggressive, not have to worry about it. But now there's that actual concern of like, okay, I have to either place my trademark strategically so I can still maintain that level of aggression, or you're gonna have to sit a lot farther back than you used to.
The exact range is 60 or 61 meters, I believe, from what I was testing. So it's you just can't play those super aggressive angles anymore. And yeah, this is kind of just the range that Kenny's at, 'cause like this, he can look at B main, and now from G gets to back off right away, but no backing off here for Turtle. The flash will take him out, but Koi is there for the repeat. And now it'll leave Ritzy. Crossfire Paranoia goes out, 1 taken away at 1 health. She survives, Prowler in, and now they fall with guns in their hands. Jesuit looking to make the run back after losing 2 in a row.
They know that Exif has crossed towards site, so you can see them watching towards heaven. They have a bit of a cross set up, full rotation coming in as well. Both dark covers still available, but the timing might just be perfect here for Exif. If he can dodge the haunts, but a second too soon, he's around the corner, pick up the frag, and 8-7 here for Jesuit Esports.
A slow comeback, but one that was much needed for themselves. Although losing only about 2 guns in their overall trades, this is where Hebron can also not try for themselves. That does not get true bonus, but pretty much full buys from their side. And Chase and Turtle will have to make do with whatever scraps they can currently find. One thing I do want to make note of though is Cheryl is also 1 away from the base run. We saw what they were able to do last time with it. So perhaps we can expect some similar results once that does come out to terrorize the other side of the team. Currently though, they're playing pretty well, I'd say. Never mind, the move was good.
No, not the chamber judge. You hate to see it. If someone actually... If Kenny gets a pick here, I would be upset.
Kenny did this last time too. Like he did last time, but on attack, which that on its own was bold enough. Okay, confident peak, but luckily ones that allows it to survive. Another flash in as they move through trees. Turtle will just simply let them pass, and hopefully catch them once the smoke dissipates as they're in on sight. And Koi looks to peek them firsthand, waiting for the rest of his team to rotate in.
Plant situation here, and disadvantage for Jesuit on the retake. And a reflank to come out from Mania. Might be a little late depending on how quickly Kenny moves in towards tree here. But with the stall that we're seeing on towards site, this should be perfect for Mania right now.
Wade does one to the judge is there, but under the boxes. One gets caught, and Jesuit, as quickly as they came, they shall leave the site as well. As you continue with this back and forth, their Ash, we're back up to 8-8 again. This is why. This is the first and third seed, but Jesuit is giving them a challenge.
With the way Hebron just shut down that retake from Jesuit, they still don't know that Mania was on the reflank in that situation. So we can see maybe more conditioning to have Hebron High School pull that same 4-1 split once again, especially in a post play. See Mania reflank, and Jesuit Esports, they might not be so wise to it yet. But with this next eco coming out for themselves, they got aggressive the first time. They're going to do it again the second time, this time through Cat towards B Link and Hebron High School.
Remember, this is Hebron's map pick as well, so they're opting into all these willingly. That's okay. That's a surprising turn of events, but one that I find works out okay for Hebron at least. Although they lose 2, they'll take B for free, quote unquote.
I mean, Jesuit Esports, they gave them a run for their money there. They got 2 for 1 in that situation, able to recover potentially some guns as well if they do decide to commit to this push out through B-Link. Will be the case. So a pinch retake for Jesuit Esports. They need those market players to start making some noise now before Hebron High School looks over towards Garage.
The knife also doesn't manage to catch anybody here, but Exit is still watching, but now as Koi looks to move in, Exit is just taking the first and gets 2 and gets out of there. Drops on top of the site and it'll leave Hebron in a 2v1.
So much impact coming out from Hebron High School's controller player. Exit has been so good with the picks. Him and Koi top of the leaderboard, 16-10, 17-9 for their teams. On the side of Jesuit Esports, they're down 1 round, but they do have a game-changing ultimate available in their arsenal, that being the Null Command. So large potential for retake games in this round, but they're also going to have to worry about Fried or Ritzy getting their own ults by farming the orbs here. I think we're going to see Ritzy.
Look to rush in, but before the power can catch him, Sheriff, he does instead. The K with a blind shot. Not able to catch anybody by surprise, but it's Sheriff moving and gets him. What a play! And dashes then, unfortunately, not being complete. That's the spike! Oh, the spike is down! Oh, I'm not sure if you knew that he had it. But it's fine because they'll take it and move away.
My question is, did Chursik know he had it and did it on purpose because Exit had the From the Shadows to pick it up just to cause all the chaos and force the rotations?
Yeah, clearly all planned, perfect execution, never doubted for a second. But now leaves Jesuit against 2. The knife gets shot out though, but still managed to get Chase. And now, with it being found out, he's playing in a 2v3. This isn't the worst of situations, but we'll have to look to clear out Jenny first. And Ritzy catches the bed of Turtle. So I'll leave Chase by himself with almost no time. And hopefully, look at his catch 1 on the exit. That'll be the one that he gets.
At least able to take 1 down though. But Jesuit Esports, they're looking at Hebron High School's double digits. And Hebron, since swapping sides, they're on a bit of a hot streak. To be honest, 5 rounds here on the attacking side. Jesuit Esports now calling a timeout for themselves. The second one, I believe, from Jesuit Esports in this matchup. And Hebron High School, they're really rolling off of the momentum in the late first half.
Yeah, because you saw, it was a nice start for Jesuit, but on the attack, you must be a lot more comfortable. And considering all of the trades, where sometimes I'm thinking that, okay, why is this happening? But in general, they managed to get themselves onto the side every single time. Some that Jesuit I find that struggle with at times, right? Where it was a lot of these executes, whereas Hebron is a lot of go. Usually within the first minute, they're on site and the hold's been pretty and quite clean due to them holding either quite far forward, or you were mentioning due to the efforts of Exit, right? Usually manage to get 2 and somehow making it past the live, even with the play that he just did last round, saving the spike, which we want to say was planned, but hey, for now though, we'll see how Jesuit adapt and evolve against Hebron.
the question of the hour.
Ooh.
But now, pushed onto an eco round here for Jesuit Esports, right? Well, everything's looking tight, money-wise. No eco ultimates available for them either quite yet, so Mania going to be that hero gun instead, knowing that he can get the Tour de Force on later on. But the first blood to go into his hands, taking Kenny down as well is huge. To at least remove...
My ult is ready.
Oh wait, I said hero gun. I'm looking at the wrong team right now. I got turned upside down.
I was about to say, he's like, huh? But yeah, you're right. Still, hero gun's still in one of their hands, right? And although with 2 were taken away, anticipating the second being pushed up, Mania, oh, the swing almost gets him. Only managed to take the shield. That's a free gun, at least for Jesuit. But the question will be is, does it manage to actually provide them any sort of comfort, as you know, somebody holding by B main and a one by a market? This sort of split position where they want to make their entry at the same time is gonna be tricky, as Turtle provides some cover, but it's only for a matter of seconds. A nice shot. That's 2. And you know what? Jess will take that, be satisfied, and leave. I respect it.
I like the call to save here. I mean, 16 HP, still a 1v2 situation. Not much more you're gonna glean from it. I mean, otherwise, you could have maybe gone for like exit frags, try to force Hebron High School to die to the spike in this situation, but with the money situation looking so tough for Jesuit Esports, 1 round away from Hebron's match point as well, you gotta conserve as much as you can. They've got 5 ultimates online here on the side of Jesuit.
That's a good spot.
Huge win conditions in playing a potential retake game with Koi and Zare's ultimates. But at the same time, Hebron High School, they've got 4 out of 5 ults online. They could have the 5th as well, knowing how good Exith is with earning those kills for himself to get those points on board.
I'm expecting an explosive round from both these sides. The null command trade by fall on both sides for both take and retake. And then maybe from the shadows, just to chill on site if anything. We'll see if that does match that. As Chase just gives himself a couple of seconds with the nade, does get tagged though. And now through this, they okay, they get the res back just as quickly as he went down, and they move back.
Okay. No, it's a cut noise situation. Britzy's still hovering with the spike. They
Oh.
baited the sounds. Kenny does have the tool to falls here though in mid, so trying to scale up Cat will be scary for Exith. Unless the paranoia is in hand, use Prowler maybe to force him off the angle, but with the Nightfall poised and ready here in a main, stalled out by the 0 point though, and Jesuit Esports, they know it'll be an A hit this time around.
And this is where we're getting closer and closer to tougher territory, as we're looking at 30-second execs, but not many of Jesuit have looked to move over here either. There's still much on the little bit trade. Nightfall should be able to catch 2. And oh yeah, does really manage to catch Koi. And to go onto the side, is waiting for Koi to peek over, but he's gonna play a lot safer, naturally so. As he wait for the marking gates, and Vexy were off, door does get closed for a couple of seconds, but Koi peeks out at the right time with not expecting it, but as the rest of Jesuit makes their way onto the site, Elif Hebron tucked in the corners, and look at us play off of one another. That was wild, and that leads them in a 2v1 turtle. That's the clear, but exit just faster.
Multi-kills after multi-kills. I'm going to be curious to see actually how many 3Ks Exith has gotten in this particular matchup. A match point here on map number 1 for Hebron. So we got 2 more maps left here, Rav, but again, it is the finals of the southern region here in the HSEL for nationals, right? So a lot on the line, that chance at the prizing, at the scholarship funding there for these high school students, and we talked about how big of a difference that can make. So there's a lot of pressure on these teams.
We're looking at Bind next as well. Judge's map pick, so considering just how close Ascent has been, we're not sure how things will fall. But speaking of falling, that's 2 from their side of Jesuit. Oh, how did he get that?
You want to play? Let's play.
Well, that's 2 more left on the side of Jesuit. They're still moving towards A. That's exactly where they've been, but they haven't been exactly shy about challenging Hebron on their own site.
Player standing.
And our swing, a hit. and just Chase left.
Chase still doesn't know that Exith is in heaven though. Gonna be breaking doors, so location revealed there over towards Hebron High School. Prowler will just miss Chase. But a lot of utility for this stall. 1v4 situation. This looks like it should be map here for Hebron.
Yeah, 1v4, it's a really tough situation considering how they're holding. And they're just throwing everything at Chase, not even know exactly where he is. Spike's running out of time. And Ritzy will barely allow him to answer. Hebron High School, from rough beginnings to solid endings. And map one for themselves.
Ooh, it was an interesting series. I really thought that, I mean, they kept it close. Absolutely. Yeah. But Jesuit, they were running away with the map at in the first quarter of the game. But the second that Hebron managed to find their footing, second that they managed to start rolling some momentum down the hill for themselves, that ended up snowballing onto their attacking side, they just came out on top. They came out victorious here for map number 1. And you want to feel that security and safety on your map pick as well in a best of 3.
You most definitely do, because we do have bye next, like we have already mentioned. This is Jesuit's map pick, so hopefully they'll look to make their comeback. We can only find out after this break. Y'all stay tuned. We'll see you in a bit. What goes on and what kind of rotations will be seen? As okay, the lock-ins are quick and fast and furious.
Okay, really standard. Maybe a mirror comp to come through here from these teams.
Hey.
Oh no, Astra. Okay. That's going to be interesting. Hebron High School, I like the pick of the Astra for Exith here, especially starting on the defense first. She just, as an agent, has so much stall potential, especially compared to Brimstone. And you've also got the ability to see across the entire map, right? But otherwise, things are looking pretty standard. And I don't know, I want to say that I'm surprised that a Cypher or Killjoy is not coming out considering the chamber changes, but with the way Mania and Kenny both like to play, they do definitely favor the playstyle of the chamber a little bit more.
Right, and also I find it's just talking to some other Sentinel players, how to play chamber versus Cypher and Killjoy is so different, right?
Yeah.
Especially it's like relearning like a brand new age, and you're not fulfilling the same roles anymore, so it'll take some time before everybody does give up on chamber, and that day I'll be oh so happy when none of us have to say Tour de Force anymore, or you know how you do in your wonderful French accent. But as
a lot of chamber memes were also previously jet memes too, right? So it's like
True.
Okay, it makes sense to not like flex so easily into the other Sentinel roles, but then there's also some that did come from being Sentis, so we'll see. I'm really excited to see how the meta is going to change going into 2023. But we got to focus on the right here, right now, right?
You're right.
And man, Jesuit Esports on the attacking side first here in map number 2, Hebron High School on the defense. What are you expecting to come out of this pistol round?
Okay. I am, from what natural precognitions of what many teams decide to do, it is usually a rush, right? You see a lot of them probably, just meander towards showers, and then after just shooting the pistol a couple of times, then they just see what happens afterwards. But instead, I like to be proven wrong. It's the lane towards B, right? Not completely full committing, but might be more of an instance of a 3-2 split down long and mid.
We'll see. Bit of a chamber lurk action towards A shore as well, with where the rendezvous are set up for a quick rotation back over.
Lurker.
But yeah, I don't know. The lurks are just going to be. It's really interesting to see how they do adjust and change the playstyle with that because of the trademark change that did go through. Really deep smoke here towards B main. He set up a cross here on B long for Hebron High School, but that Trailblazer is going to find both here on the side of Hebron High School.
And so now they know that it's safe to move in. The smoke to stall them for a couple of seconds, and that's enough of a dissuadement of them to not enter the site. Now, one has moved over right from Hebron, so watching by spawn, but as they look to re-hit it after they cut noise, it's interesting that actually one is moving over towards the other side of the site here as well, Ash, to perhaps not falter and give more information?
I don't know. The double showers control from Hebron High School as well. Trademark taken down A short, so that does put a bit more pressure towards the A side, like you had mentioned. But Hebron are holding steady at the moment. First blood into the hands of Mania as well to set the tone for the last 35 seconds of this round.
A strong
30
start.
seconds left.
And now through this, we're looking at the classic 20-second exit onto a site. They made their way in, they put both smokes down, and considering they're holding over by showers, so this does at least give Jesuit the spike, which looks to be planted over by neutral. So now's the hold. Kenny's watching the flank, they should know he's there, but he's tucked into a corner, gives him a couple of seconds of retreating. Jesuit in a 4v4, Koi and Chase, and the rest will finally find the picks, and it just leaves Fried alive against 3. And come on, can he get one? Maybe. Oh, he gets flashed out. No, that'll be it.
Okay. This pistol round, so everything panned out okay, but the concern that I'm holding right now, Rab, is if Jesuit Esports will continue on with the last minute executions towards site. We saw how that eventually led to a bit of a fall off from this team to get stalled out really easily from Hebron High School. And I feel like you can see a pretty similar story maybe being painted if they continue on with this pattern. So I do want to see Jesuit Esports. I mean, quickening the pace a little bit, like how Hebron are here towards short at the moment. But yeah, they were just, I couldn't find my words fast enough, and they beat me to the punch.
That's okay, because I was watching it all unfold and thinking, surely they at least get like 1-for-1 here. Maybe they trade away, but instead, Jesuit, of course, is capitalizing off of the bonus, and just leave one alive. Like the Bill log is nice, but hey, you're just looking to just at least get some guns out of Jesuit's hand, and the one being gone at the end, Manny's paying for exits, but they can just leave through spawn.
I think it's just holding for exits here. Maybe do a bit of damage to the economy of Jesuit Esports. The econ isn't quite as strong going into round number 3. Showing a lot of presence, but Jesuit Esports, they're wise to what Mania is trying to do at the moment. Will be falling off, leaving one there to just shut everything down. They use the second round on the board here for Jesuit Esports. Hebron High School, they will be able to buy up once, or in this round, it's their turn for the anti-eco as Jesuit sits on that bonus. But that was, I think, the first time that we saw like really big aggression coming out as 5 from Hebron on an eco round for their defender side.
Yeah, because usually you see maybe they send maybe 2 or 3 upwards and the rest look to the whole site, but Bayern has a way of eluding people that maybe they can just fight things out like deathmatch and hope for the best. But I'll digress. As once again, we're stacked up as 5 on the side of Jesuit. We mentioned before how they all love to walk in a line like anti-marching, but will it be towards the picnic, or perhaps they're getting stomped? Currently,
so much utility just suspended and wasted hours as well.
They back with a flash.
Fall off here.
Yeah, that was a bit dicey from what I was looking at, thinking that could have gone necessarily either way, but Jesuit, after just putting up a bunch of util, decide to slow themselves down outside, wait for the spike to dissipate, and they're leaving. Okay. All right.
I mean, they don't have much more map control aside from that shower space, right? So they don't know what's going on the other side of the map right now. No trademark even to watch their flank at the moment. So Jesuit Esports, they have no choice really but to re-clear towards market in this situation, because Hebron could be pushed out
30
anywhere,
seconds
from
left.
B, from short, whatever it is. 30 seconds left though. Jesuit Esports, they don't really have any other options but to hit A, where they will be facing 3 from Hebron.
And that's the hard that does get shot out. You can see one holding up top, one towards the back of the site. That's Ritzy as well. And currently, these trades are going in favor of Hebron, but it's things like that which makes things a bit tougher. And finally, Mania will clear out the rest, but a fair amount of eco damage done though on Hebron's side.
Okay. Eco damage done. Tighter series. No one's really running away with anything quite yet. It's just your typical, like, round for round trades that you expect to see. Whoever picks up the pistol round earns round number 2. Third round usually goes to that buy up against the bonus. So, typical Valorant is coming into play right now.
Yay!
What's nice for Hebron High School is that they do have Mania just one away from the Tour de France if they don't manage to secure this round, so that will be available for the Eco.
Blinded.
But regardless, Jesuit Esports, they're moving back towards the B site, this time around a split towards from Hookah.
First time seeing going B since the pistol, as that was the word initially. And the same for Sky Util that used previously, but they should be able to see that there's a fair amount of stack towards Garden with Trailblazers at least. I think spotting most of them. And now with this, it's interesting that Hebron still decides to not rotate early on, or even keep one floater there either, but now the gravity well comes in, none of them moving over. And Exit manages to get his one. Now Fried also gets one here too. This could be big, but unfortunately, going into a double peak, and now Hebron has to be forced to move.
The lack of rotation was surprising, but Hebron was also punished previously for too fast rotations, right? So they're still figuring out how to adapt.
Oh!
The blast pack is not able to secure this pick here on Turtle. Luckily, Ritzy is right around the corner now with 2v3 in rotate.
The flash out, Mamania watches the flank. They limit 2v2. It is the interesting situation considering where they're set up. Yeah. And they're just holding it. That's now what happens. There's watching this still just continuing to hold as they win it all. They just trade one another.
Really nice trade from Ritzy too, who could have actually stuck full in that situation, but instead elected to guarantee securing the round because sometimes you like crazier things have happened, right? You don't want to risk yourself being in that 1v1 situation. This now pushes Jesuit Esports into their eco, so they're saving once again sheriffs across the board. And the Tour de Force is what we're going to be looking at in Kenny's hands to find an opening here for Jesuit on this attacking round.
I'm not going to lie to you, Ash. I thought that was a double KO situation where they both took each other out, aren't even taking the god of the spike and decides to move in instead. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Both their shots landed at the exact same time, and that's how they both fell. But of course, he's not an FGC. It is Valorant. Less surprising things have happened. Either way,
that can also happen in Valorant.
Have you seen it happen before?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty. I haven't done, unfortunately. It's okay. One day. For now, at least. The Two of the Force is taken over, but should be matched by Mania. They're both just ducking. And Kenny sees him first. Oh, man. That could have gone either way.
I think we're 1 for 1. That happened like on Ascent, and last time around, Mania did come out on top, I believe, from Top Cat. But
true.
So the first blood into the hands of Jesuit Esports gives them a nice little edge in this eco round for themselves, provides a slight bit more of an opening. But with the Tour de Force being popped there in showers, that also means that there was no gun to be recovered for the other team here on Jesuit.
And they use both Prowlers to at least just force them out to close angles alongside the Seekers as well, so they know at least where they're holding on site. But now Jesuit has to move in here somehow. All the utils is being dumped with the ultimates. Now Fried. Too many places to look, too many open angles. That section be taken away. Kenny's forced to back away. And now he falls. Like we said, the spike is dropped. His nightfall now in. You see what the final is.
What is that?
Planted into one and Ritzy wins.
My guy Turtle did not stop moving. Like, that was a straight drive-by situation.
What?
Man. You know, at least for Hebron High School, they've got Ritzy to come and clean up. But that was hilarious, because you gotta have your tracking on point, or else you're not gonna hit Turtle in that situation. But the Spectre just goes so hard with the drive-bys.
Yeah, Spectre nerfs when? Question mark. I mean, actually, the changes did come in this patch. I'm not seeing it right now, though, right? It's fine. I'll see it eventually. Either way, wow. That's all I have to say about that. And when I look to move to Jesuit, cover at least. Lifelong showstopper available at the wall on Hebron that can definitely be nice for any sort of retake implications. Currently hoping for a double blast back in, but there is one available currently. So we'll see if they do manage to use that move into the site. For now, they cannot get past Tuca as there are two watching.
Giving up the space too after making up so much noise. Just waiting for the smoke to drop though. Chase does have a blast pack to disrupt that left side a little bit. They're just gonna go for the double swing instead. Come out on top. Ritzy though, there to equalize. Getting that 1-for-2 trade, and now Jesuit Esports, their attacking plan towards the B side. It's gone a bit awry. Kenny having to rotate back over, but Spike still hovering over towards Garden. But there's the option for TP as well.
It's not aggressive, but Kenny being prepared for Ritzy to be there. And X is also being spied with the trademark too. Might pose some trouble. We're back to the 30 seconds as finally they made the way out to the site. And now we'll see how Hebron looks to with the move in. We did mention the wall is available, but moving past Tuca here might be trouble. He looks the wrong corner. He actually wins the swing. Oh, that was a matter of milliseconds, leaving them outside cornered by Garden. And nobody smelling the roses but Jesuit.
Hebron High School taking around that. I mean, it looked like it was in their favor. Then Jesuit comes back. It was a bit back and forth in that round for who was going to win it out. But Hebron's retakes lately have been really clean. They've cleaned it up in that second half on Ascent. You can see that they've really started to adapt to the way that Jesuit Esports likes to play, knowing that Jesuit will try to run down time, play really quiet in the early round. I would like to see Jesuit Esports though maybe being a bit more disciplined with their utility. I feel like they're burning a lot of it in like the first 20 seconds of the round, and those are a lot of abilities that aren't even like rechargeables, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they're using them to force Hebron off this off the close angles they're holding, but they've actually adapted from that now too. As Hebron, instead of taking any sort of unnecessary poke, they're holding so much farther back instead. Considering it's the anti, right? So likely anticipating some sort of aggression, which doesn't come in.
That was nearly a lineup though.
Yeah. I gotta see if it can chase find his lineup. Oh, unfortunate. Not caught by the gravity well, but is forced to back away, and this is a story of continuing for Jesuit, where it just seems as though that any sort of space they're about to make, they immediately have to give that up due to some unfortunate circumstances.
There's an orbital strike online here for Jesuit Esports as well, though. You can see the pings going through. They're looking to pave towards B side, but such a passive hold, like you mentioned previously from Hebron High School. Feels like every single round they're holding just a little bit farther back to be able to get out, but 30 seconds left on the clock. This is when Jesuit likes to execute.
By halftime, they'll be all the way in spawn, but like you're saying, here comes the exec at least. The Prowler should be able to catch one. Spike's not down yet. It's a 4v5 though, so they do still have the numbers for this. And now Hebron can decide to make their move in again. Moving in, taking their time to do so. But Turtle swings out so aggressive, gets away as reloading too, and both them decide to do exactly that. But the next reswing, he will not be as lucky as Hebron take their retake in spades. That was nice out of them. I'm impressed.
You can tell Hebron, they're really confident in their B retake. They play the stall a lot more towards the A side than they do on B, which they've become like more and more passive over time.
Gun here.
And for Jesuit Esports now,
1 second,
I
people.
think
I
they're
gotta visit
pushed
the
onto... Okay, no, it's a buy round for them. Last round was the eco round. This one's a buy. They've got the attacking sided off as well. I feel like we haven't seen as much value coming out of that from Kenny as we did on Ascent, just because of how far back Hebron is tending to play and whatnot, unless he can usually find Mania. It's usually one who really does peak early.
Well, surprise, surprise. Mania picked early. This time, though, we'll get punished for it. Now instead, they also look to move out of the slow corners. A nice orbital strike, but Exit will take one on his own untimely exit. Leaving Jesuit finally with the man advantage that hoping for quite some time. Spike ball speakers will spot them on sight. And Hebron has no choice but to look to just rush in. That's one taken. They can slow them down, but two, but putting off the yacht is close enough as they want to get.
It's a tough angle to retake from, but Jesuit Esports, they stopped the bleeding
Okay, I only
a
have
little
like
bit now. First round on the board in a while, and that's actually going to be Hebron calling a time out. They're looking to just smother any sort of momentum Jesuit Esports are trying to garner for themselves here. Maybe talk a little bit about how they want to change up their defense, because it's been pretty much the same for the past couple of rounds now, I think, and that's why Jesuit Esports did get a little bit more of a read on it.
Yep.
But this is interesting because Jesuit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's fun, right? Because the main thing that I would look at to be changed is the as somebody said, rotation. I know you mentioned for early ones, but it seems as though that Jesuit, as we know, stack sites, and Hebron gets overpowered, so they're hoping to play for any sort of 1-for-1s and maybe just find maybe they go overpowered. And you mentioned at a certain point, Jesuit has gotten accustomed to Hebron entering through the exact same power points, and considering it's bind, you don't have many options for it where you can try to retake. So I'll leave them in a save, well, a bit of a broken buy if anything. And that's what I'm looking to see more of, right? It's the same 3-2 stack that we had previously, but I want at least one floater start to look over earlier, just in case.
It's true. They're going for that aggressive approach though, this time towards B main. Or not B main, B long, that is, pushed out now towards the exit. So it's going to be a bit of a crunch situation. We do have to worry about the trademark, but a lot of utility already being expended here on the A side. Nightfall to come out, finds a 1, and now a hot dash here into spawn on the flank to crunch as the plant goes down here for the side of Jesuit Esports.
Showstopper will eventually go away, likely just swap through spawn and nothing garnered from there. But you might remember we said this was their ante, but Ritzy could start things off big here. Like they have no idea where they are. That's a shot up taken, but not for take one more life. Now Zip caught the corner. Second looked over, 2 for Zaire, leaving them in a 3v2. Hebron now with some guns in their hands, but how will they execute the defuse with plays like that and swings like that? Playing it on life says Jesuit clutch it out.
Okay, they took a second to breathe there on the side of Hebron High School. Talked a little bit about what to plan out for their next buy-up round, which is impending now. They have 3 game-changing ultimates, though, on their side. They've got that Nightfall, they have the Cosmic Divide, as well as the Showstopper here for Hebron High School. Jesuit Esports are looking at nothing extra in their arsenal as far as ultimates go, save if Koi does manage to grab that orb towards B long. But I think Hebron High School are looking to deny that pretty early on. As I say that, they're actually just going to fall off here, so there's a little bit of information that's being sought out here towards Jesuit Esports, who are once again going for the split here towards long and B, and the B side has been their tougher one as far as
I've got your trail.
Yeah, a bit more of a rush into as let's see, because we were talking more previously. You managed to garner a small bit of information. They see exactly what the two of them are holding. Now they're stuck by elbow. The question will be now from Hebron, do they wait for reinforcements or do they just chill and wait here? As 3 looks to come in, like they're saying they know exactly where to come in from. The Showstopper and the Concuss, and 1 gone. They clear out the corner. They're not able to get into the Showstopper, but now with the wall as well going up, Jesuit stuck on the outside, only losing 2, but oh, like you're saying, they have to force their way in, and they're just gonna be stuck.
Save the day.
The incendiary a little too late as well to deny that, but really well played using the Cosmic Divide. You can't really play off-site in that situation if you're Jesuit Esports. But with how intense the retake was, with the fact that Jesuit didn't get any picks to start off their round, they just can't hold B. It's been something that they struggle with time and time again, and their takes towards A have been a lot better thus far, but we're just going to see them split off into a default contact play. As I say that, they're actually going to 4-1 towards A. It looked like they were splitting across the map, and Hebron High School, they're going for that push-out B long once again.
Now, we do probably see some more star action, as the gravity was put up pretty early on to pair along the nade, but hanging on to it for a couple more seconds, waiting to see if Jesuit moves in onto A. And I think that's what I call, because they can at least try to catch one here. Would be nice, but it gets substituted for cover instead. Interesting change-up.
Ooh, no stars available means that you can't recall past the trademark either, so they're just holding in spawn. So much information given over towards Hebron High School, knowing that Jesuit Esports are all hovering around the A side.
I think we saw the foot, but instead, shot will go wide. Not too taken away, so we enter the side. There's a gravity wall that we were talking about, but I think gain there and here other, but just a couple more seconds. Just once again, they're 40-second takes, right? It's give them about 15 more seconds. We're back to El Clasico. But the nade actually forces a swing out, and Rissy and Cher only go down because of reload. Turtle gets 2. They're stuck in 1v3. Nice shots. Anticipating that beautifully. And now once again, the spike will down.
Doesn't know about the second one though towards market, right? Has to worry about Exif choosing to play towards elbow instead, seeing if he can get some information here. Isolate one towards CT, and if the rest is clear, you know it's a flank impending. Orbital strike and incendiary available as well in this post flank here for Turtle in a 1v2.
This is a really tough situation, but like you're saying, the orbital strike should be just the ticket for allowing him to delay at least, and there we go. Anticipating that, they move off, and they're covering both sides. So, nice shot from them, and they have just enough time to look for the defuse. Hebron High School look to go up 7-4.
We defend this reality.
Okay,
Last round in the half.
this is Jesuit's map pick. I just want to remind everyone right now, we're in a best of 3 series, right? Map 1, 13-8 there for Hebron High
Play
School.
some astral stars in this reality.
The way things are looking right now, Jesuit Esports, ideally, they'll win this next round, take home the pistol in the next half, and tie things all up. Otherwise, though, Rav, I mean, if Hebron can continue on with this momentum, it might just be a 2-0 series.
You've not manifested that, so we're gonna fracture for sure. Thank you, Ash. Now, it's bear in mind, is Jesuit is this is his defense next,
Yeah.
right? And on a map you pick, you're hoping to be able to have, of course, a stronger defensive side. I'm buying. That's what it's known for. But I want to wait until I see what happens, right? Actually, they could just take this. But hey, I'm gonna give a little bit of faith over to Jesuit too, because the defense that wasn't too bad. But shots like that, Hebron looking to go up 8-4. It'll be a nice bits of padding that they can establish for themselves before that pistol, the crossfire he is set up. Oh,
Penny.
first shot, second. He's not gonna swing off of it. He's on the gravity wall. Ritzy. Oh,
You
he
want
doesn't
to
actually
play?
go against him.
Let's play.
Wow.
Hey, you don't know what's waiting around the other corner. There could be another homie there. With the
And
total
there
flash
wasn't-
now online. Ritzy's gonna get another butt
Ow!
shut down. Mania good for the trade though. Now it's 2v3 situation as Chase equalizes here at Newhall.
Mania.
30 seconds
3-4 hours taken away. This TP that we're expecting. Fried has already made his untimely move in. At least just the flash to confirm his suspicions. And now both of Hebron in spawn can move through elbow, but they should be meeting Turtle within a matter of seconds as well. But that's a double peek too. With Chase now there, he could use the flash to try to go against him, but the stacked up as 2.
Oh!
And Jesuit set 5. All right.
Even 4-8 though is a good scoreline. Unbind when you're going on to defense next, right? So now swapping sides, things are looking really good. Beforehand, I said maybe Hebron can take this into 2-0. I never said that they were going to. But again, you're in the hot seat, right? If you're Jesuit Esports, you're worried about, okay, best of 3, we got to win this map. Like, this is a must win or else we're out. Hebron High School gets to qualify. We want that qualification there towards the nationals.
That's right. That's sponsorship money that's online. Representing your region. South side. It all goes down right here. And this pistol should be exactly what Jesuit needs. In a 7-5, we'll see how he wants to contend against them. On the attacking half, split up 3-2 on A. More the pistol I was expecting in the previous half.
Oh, early TP out from Kenny as well.
Yeah. But he goes down though. There's a fair amount of people just moving against them. And a fun strat that works out really nicely.
Spike down
As it leaves
A.
Hebron stuck inside of the smoke. Looking to maybe just get a couple of people, but they're winning 2 of these battles. Shared out with a nade and they find the angle.
Teleport's ready.
Well done by Jesuit Esports, taking the pistol round in a quick fashion there with TP over towards A Showers. That's what I was like, okay, Jesuit Esports, they seem like the team that's going to TP a lot. We didn't see it a lot on the attacking side, but they might be one of those teams that really enjoys to crunch the attacking team, that being Hebron High School in this case, when they're trying to make their execution happen, right? Now, anti-eco here for Jesuit Esports. Hebron having to be on pistols only here on their save rounds. They'll be moving towards the long but a really deep smoke to deny information early on over towards Hebron High School. Allow the orb to go into the tool de false there for Kenny as well.
That's what looking to just equalize this, and that's
Spike down
a
B.
3K for Kenny, I should say. And I leave Hebron just left stranded on the outside. Hopefully looking
Have the spike.
to perhaps get
Turtle
1,
ran.
2 on their exits. Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, only 1 star as well, right, here for Exith. So that's 1 piece of cover or a concuss or grab well. You have to choose wisely. They did cut noise,
Plant the
but
spike.
there's a lot of time left as well with 50 seconds, but they're still moving in towards front side of B.
Also checking all their corners. They see one. They're supposed to back away, but not to do this. Chase, seeing where they are, gains the confidence to peek out, and naturally so, they tie things up 7-7. So within this, it was the same 7-5 half that we saw on Ascent, and the same thing happened this time, but instead it was Hebron side things up. So we'll see what they can do on their gun round.
There.
Bonus round to come through here for Jesuit Esports though, and Kenny's bought up. Kenny's got a Vandal in hand right now, confident that, okay, if I lose this, I know I'm going to have the tool de false to buy in the next round with my team. Worthwhile investment for Kenny, all set up by those first 2 rounds, right, with the picks, with the early L-Forts, now playing here for Stuka. Chase already pushed down with that aggressive smoke. They're running out of it.
And the flashes work out only for a couple of seconds as they only managed to get 2. Now the trades immediately going in Hebron's favor. You're looking to see how they adapt past this. Considering only 1 being gone, they'll instead move all their efforts towards A with the spike will be planted, and Mania's watching.
Mania, stay in your rendezvous. Mania, please.
But
Power out though with the deep smoke.
There
We
it
know that 1 is around the corner.
Oh,
Good for
he's
1.
moving! He's
No,
so
wait!
confident!
This is
Wait,
not.
Remaining.
Dude.
Alright! Just gets 3! And it leaves Kenny. And Kenny's gotta be thinking about his choices for what he can do after this. There's all 5. It's looking to be a flawless as everybody leaves, but at least he saves his gun.
Mania should not have gone 3 there.
No.
That is all.
No.
That's the PSA.
I get the gravity wall like allowed it to be so that, you know, it was
The coordination was really good.
it was nicer, but still, like, it's just, yeah, like you're saying, illegal actions are taken, but we'll digress as we can call the authorities afterwards. But Hebron finally get one.
And for legal reasons, there are no illegal actions being taken and authorities are not being called. Dear audience.
Covering your back.
I gotta cover my bases right now, okay? I don't know what kind of hot water you're gonna land us in.
Yo, my man. You know me to be the classic esports bad boy, right? It's just I'm just give off that vibe. But
I gotta go. My mom's calling me right now.
just we played these layers. That's okay. I'm not even gonna think about that anymore. But let's just instead move back as Zuka gets cleared out.
What was that swing? Was because they were anticipating a TP from the defenders the second they came for Zuka.
I get
But now, one mark here. Turtle alone back site, isolated by the Prowler as well. And this defensive round for Jesuit Esports has fallen apart. As they're looking at a 2v5. I honestly think you might just want to save in this situation.
Yeah. I would say too, but the setup so far from the Yastreb is so good on Hebron. Exit, you know, on the Omen previously getting multiple 3Ks, and on the Yastreb setting up his team for success so consistently. He's leaving Chase by himself. He is one from the showstopper. So if you can get one here, you can easily snowball that into one more at least, but he's running out of time. And now with the tuck in the corner. Share wins.
Okay, 9-7 here for Hebron High School. They're looking to be the first to hit that double-digit mark once again. We saw it previously on Ascent as well. But Jesuit Esports, they look a lot more comfortable on the defense. They have been really good. I think they're 3 and 4 right now for pistol rounds. They took one of the pistol rounds on Ascent. I believe Hebron High School took the other. So at the moment, they're good for that early start off in the half, right? But it seems like once guns have come into play, ever since Hebron woke up on the first map, they've just been able to shut a lot of Jesuit Esports plays down. But it's still a close matchup regardless here, Ravish.
And it's with swings like that, it makes it a bit more contentious. Nice! Mania again, getting 3. That's almost, I think that's 3 in a row for him almost, but it won't land much more. Oh, tucks in the corner, Fried at least there to clean up as the peek over the box, leaving Kenny by himself. Kenny, flashed out, blinded, can't see the game, but recovers 1.
Media, like, that was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. He's almost at a 2.0 KDA right now, almost hitting those 20 digits. Or 20 digits. Anyways, I'm gonna gloss over that one. I didn't mean 20 digits, but I meant the 20 mark. To be 20 and 10.
Well, you see 20 digits are essentially... So 10 plus 10,
that's a big number.
It's fine. You know what we can instead the digits we gotta focus on is how many are up right now in the game, and right now that's 5 on 5. That doesn't happen a lot, but I would say give it about 30 seconds and that's sure to change. Or 3. Huh?
Well, I mean, he had the rendezvous to get out, right? But it's the fact that Kenny could even creep up into that off angle in the first place. The lack of presence there from Hebron High School allows Jesuit to get that first blood. I don't know. Kenny holds there, okay? Kenny does. All right. And he's good for 1.
Yeah, he is good for 1. You're right. I guess I guess the rendezvous changes are hitting the chambers hard. You gotta hold all these weird off angles, but I guess it doesn't matter. Either way,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You do, bro. Apparently, that's the time. But they'll use the Seekers instead, at least to glean some information. But through here, they gain enough confidence too, considering they know where 2 are set up, and that's 2 for Kenny. As he even himself manages to get out, and losing 2 on the entry isn't exactly ideal, but maybe Exit can make it more even. Unfortunately not. As Shuttle and Chase all fall in. There's nowhere for Fryer to go.
Notice how Jesuit Esports, they're still going for the TP towards Hookah on the B executions of Hebron High School, but they're not doing it as early as they used to. They used to just TP at the first sign of presence, just try to cause a lot of chaos, get their pick by opening doors. But now they're waiting a smidge longer to allow Hebron High School to take that space on site, not fight as aggressively for that Hookah control. And this is allowing them a bit more of a like concentrated effort on the retake situation, throwing Hebron off of that timing a little bit that they set for themselves with the conditioning as well. And this also forces, I believe this is the very first timeout that we've seen called from Hebron High School in this series.
The second, I believe it is, because it was also taken on the previous half as well, where we saw.
Oh, they did that. The momentum stalling one, I remember.
Yeah, the momentum stalling, exactly. Yeah. And I don't believe it is for this reason this time, though. I think this time is definitely a lot more of the let's plan out for the next 3 rounds so we could possibly win, especially up against how Jesuit was doing themselves. Now, each time I can definitely just give each team some breathing room if anything, but Hebron's got a lot available right now, right? They just lost a round too. But they got Tour de Force, they got a wall, they got a showstopper, and the rest will sure to follow. With the Tad, especially as Seeker's play did not work out.
Now I'm interested to see how they will set up, because last round, Hebron High School, they set themselves up for like a split contact play across the map, just playing for information. But they found a lot more success on their just efforts together to split towards site, right? Still gonna go back towards the split info play though, on the side of Hebron High School. By guiding light out towards Showers. We'll find a little bit of information. Kenny with the operator pushed off the angle with the Prowler. Really well done to earn this sweet Showers control for Hebron High School.
Mania as well, choosing to take a shot with the op, but unfortunately with the fine Kenny this time. Or back to this dueling op, but both Prowlers gone. Ritzy using the Haunt here would be a heavy invest with just one person. The Trailblazers are in. The second shot goes wide. And waiting for Kenny to move it. There we go. That's it. As now he gets tagged. He finally gets forced out. They would use it to move in, but when it gets taken away, Showstopper from the other side. And they get their own sky. And that's Showstopper for stopping more shows. Nobody's watching. Nothing this time. The theater is closed.
I love seeing the Showstopper paired with the Nightfall. If you get the trails, it's a perfect one-way ticket to know exactly where to shoot your rocket. Now post plant here for Jesuit Esports. Hebron High School have an advantage by 2 players.
Remember, this was a lot invested to run through one of the 3 big ultimates as well. Like you're saying, alongside the Nightfall as well. So just 3 invested into the round. And for this one game, it was Jesuit. They can look to save after this too. The econ isn't too bad, but considering where they're at, they're still fighting to hold them on site. And so I will at least get one. And Charlotte will get out.
Man, I really do think that Zare would have been good for one more there, but the gravity well just throwing Zare's aim off a smidge with the movement. Now 11th round on the board here for Hebron High School. 1 away from that coveted match point. Jesuit Esports, they're not far from it. There's still potential to make this comeback, but it has to happen in this round before Jesuit Esports gets pushed onto an eco and things look dire. Before things look dire, by the way. I'm not saying that they do look dire right now.
No,
they
I got you. Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, you're fine. I got you. Things are okay currently, but they might not be soon enough. If that does manage to happen. A crucial round, though, for Jesuit. Hoping to keep their hopes and dreams and college gleams alive.
Their college what?
No. We'll enter this in a 5v5. As currently with an orbital strike to split them apart. This will be a dangerous swing. Turtle is, and he said chooses to move back for a couple of seconds.
This is going to be a messy round. Nightfall as well here for Jesuit Esports, but they're fighting for elbow control.
As they continue to move in, checking corner after corner, with so many as we center by elbow. They get a couple seconds to regroup and breathe, and now comes in the reflank. But they're gonna hold the spike. Look at the silent on it. It's one more second, and they barely managed to move in.
That was a near miss for Hebron High School. Jesuit Esports on the retake. Just knowing all of Hebron's players were focused towards elbow there, they did really well for the stall, but I'm pretty sure that the player defusing hopped off at one point, but if they had stuck the whole way through, it would have been the easy round secure before the rest of their teammates fell. Now looking at match point here, Jesuit Esports, they need to win 4 rounds in a row to stay alive, take it to OT, and potentially a third map. As I say that, sure stick with the first blood.
That's a nice start after one away from the Seeker as well, the side of Hebron. But oh no!
Wait.
Ceases to exist anymore. But Turtle's not towards the back of the site. They haven't actually moved. They cleared them out. Other than Kenny's also moved. Also, should be able to flank them as he moves into hookah. But he gives it the space and moves into elbow, Turtle's favorite spot. Now, he's come up big here before, but he's also fallen pretty fast here. And it will be the latter as Hebron High School in a 4v2, not many more options. Seeker's not going out as well. Everybody spotted, the time is taken away. And it seems as though we should have our answer for who is going to represent the South and get that scholarship money. It's going to be Hebron as Jesuit will have to quit.
GG's to both Hebron High School and Jesuit Esports. Unfortunately, Jesuit, they kept it close, but they couldn't keep it close enough. They couldn't take it to that third map. And Hebron, once they got the ball rolling, once they found that momentum, the fire beneath them, it lit. And man, they ran away with it. It was interesting to see the adaptations come out, despite being a close series.
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. Right, because considering how how back and forth they kept it, especially with the initial rounds and the lead off that we saw the Jesuit managed to get, we were thinking, okay, they take us to map 3. Even we're saying maybe they take us to Fracture, but hey, they tried. They're damnedest. Shout out to them for making this far to the finals. That is no short feat. So definitely, they have a talented team, and we hope they do get to see more yellow. But there's a reason why Hebron has been 2-0 throughout this entire time, and this is exactly why.
Absolutely. I mean, they haven't dropped a map, and they're going to continue on with that streak, right? I'm going to be interested to see if Hebron High School can just continue to perform in this way going into nationals, because, again, that's why we're here today, right? They are qualified now. That shot at the prize pool of scholarship money, and Rav. I mean, I'm heading out for the night, but I know that there's a little bit more streaming going on today.
That's true. We do, of course, also have our League of Legends final that's going to be happening in about an hour or so. So, I mean, we'll take a short break. I will too. I'll be back seeing you with a brand new face, but I'm sorry, Ash, you can't join us. It's okay. You got other things to do, and I get it. You're so important. But
I don't know.
Hopefully, that's also true. That's probably the biggest reason. But it's fine.
Wow, let me hop on the broadcast real quick.
Yeah. Just talk about, hey, there's the guy doing the thing with the stuff. Easy.
He's got a blue circle. He's got a blue circle.
I would actually pay to see that. But we'll be back tomorrow with your lovely face and your purple shining hair for some more Valorant action. Same time. But until then, we'll see you back here in an hour. I've been Ravishing Gravers. See you in a bit. Bye.